Now let's go to the start. In search option, I'm going to search for size, create one keyframe. Along with that, I'm going to create one stroke width and I'll create another keyframe and hit U. Let's make this 20 and size also 0. Let's create one keyframe on each, and then as this goes forward, we will increase the size of this somewhere around like that over here, like this. Also stroke width, I'm going to choose 50 at this point. Okay, if you want, you can select the stroke keyframes and you can increase that as well. Okay, also increase this over here. Now select this adjustment layer, press F4, and we are going to choose alpha mask. Okay, like that. So let's select this stroke and let's increase the size of the stroke over here, and let's make this full resolution. And let's select this adjustment layer and let's make this stroke intensity to 5, or let's say 4. So I think this much looks good to me. So if you see this, we will get something like that. So let's make this quad resolution. Okay, if you want, select this and you can move this a little bit over here like that. Okay, this looks like they are creating something like a sort of energy. If you want, select the stroke widths of this two and you can create a much more effective animation like that. Now if you want, you can select this shape layer and you can go to the effect and presets panel and search for blur effect and apply that Gaussian blur. Disable this repeat agent pixels and let's try to increase this, and if you enable this, we will get something like that. So we will get this kind of energy wave. Okay, so it's totally up to you. If you don't want that, simply delete that. You can keep it as it is. Okay, so now as you guys can see, our this third scene is also ready. So now if I see this animation from the start in quad resolution, I'll get this first animation, then I'll get this second animation, which is something like that. Then I'm gonna get this kind of animation, which is kind of a planetary movement, you can say, and then I'll get this. Now after that, we need to create some HUD animations, so let's try to do it. Okay, so now we have created this much portion. Now we will try to create our scene 4. So I have already created this composition, which is scene 4. If you hit Ctrl K, we will get this composition settings. Her width is 1920, height 180, frame rate 30, duration is also 30 seconds, and background color is black, and simply hit OK. Then if you go to the scene 3, we have this BG2 over here, which is this outer lines. I'm going to select those lines, right click, reveal layer in source project, select this BG02 and hit Ctrl D, so we will get this BG04. Go to the scene 4 and we will bring our BG04 over here, so we will get that same animations over here. Now let's go inside this and let's select this outermost animations, and we will decrease the size of this animations. Along with that, we will press T and we will decrease the opacity of this animations as well. So we will get something like that. Press T for opacity and let's decrease the opacity. Okay, so if you see, we are gonna get something like that. Now over here we need to create our HUD animation, so let's try to do that. First of all, let's hide this and lock this. Now let's go to the start, press S for scaling option, select this this ellipse, and let's make this value to 20, and by holding shift select this and press Ctrl Alt Home to align that anchor point to the center. Go to the align tab, align it horizontally and then align it vertically. Let's stroke width, or let's say stroke to 2 pixels over here. Let's make this 2 pixels. Press S for scaling option and scale it like this. Select this, hit Ctrl D, press S, unlink this and increase the size, and we will adjust the size like that. Select this, hit Ctrl D, press S and adjust the scale somewhere around like this and make this value 2 or something. Okay, then after that I'm going to select this and hit Ctrl D, press S again, and let's adjust the scale somewhere around like this, and let's make this value 10 like that. So then go over here, go to the add menu, and we are going to choose trim path. Go to the trim path and let's make this value to somewhere around 80 like that. Then select this trim path, hit Ctrl C, select all of them and hit Ctrl V, so we'll get that same trim path on each and every one. Then we will select all of them and we'll press R for rotation. We will rotate in alternate directions, so we will get different results like this. Okay, now over here this portion is ready. I'm going to select any one of them. For example, let's select this one and go to the contents, ellipse 1, ellipse stroke, and in dashes we are going to click on this icon, so you'll get this kind of dashes. Okay, similarly you can select this layer, hit Ctrl D, press S, and you can bring this little bit over here, so you will get this kind of structure, and you can decrease the stroke width to somewhere around like that. Okay, so we'll get this kind of structures over here. After that, I'm going to select my pen tool. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Then from here to here, I'm going to create this kind of stroke like that. Okay, let's select this, and as you guys can see, the anchor point is automatically at the center, and we will get something like that. Okay, so let's make this fit and hit Ctrl R, and let's try to bring this ruler properly at the center like this. Okay, over here. Then we will select this our pen tool, or you can select this selection tool as well, but I would recommend to choose pen tool because you can select these points, and then by holding first of all select this point and press V, and then select shift and click on this point, and let's try to bring this over points properly over here at the center. Okay, and we have to make sure the anchor point of this is properly at the center over here. Then we don't need this guideline. Then after that, I'm going to go to the add menu, and I'm going to choose a repeater. Go to the repeater, number of copies I'm going to choose 40, and go to the transform repeater. Position should be 0, and rotation I'm going to choose 360 divided by 40 because we took 40 copies, so we will get this kind of structure. Okay, like that. You can select this and hit Ctrl D, press S for scaling option, and scale it somewhere around like this. Okay, you can make this stroke width to around 2 pixels. Then press S, unlink this, and you can adjust the scale of this as well to somewhere around like that. It's totally up to you, and we will get something like that. Then you can go inside this again, contents, repeater, transform repeater, and this time number of copies I'm going to choose 100, and over here rotation 360 divided by 100, so we will get proper distribution like that. Okay, so as you guys can see, we are getting this kind of structure, and now we need certain amount of animations over here as well. So for that, let's select all of them, press S, create one keyframe initially, then we'll go to around 1.20 frames, create another keyframe, go to the start, let's make this make sure to check out this, and let's make this 0, and let's select those keyframes, and we are going to hit F9. Go to the graph editor, select this graph, by holding shift move this handle over here and move this handle over here, so we'll get something like that. Now I need that animation one by one, so I'm going to take a distance of 5 frames, and I'm going to adjust it somewhere around like this. So if you see this, now we are getting this kind of structure. Now hit U, right click, new, and create one null object. Select all of them and make it apparent with this null. Select this null, press R for rotation, alt click on the stopwatch and search for time *50. So what will happen, that along with this we are gonna get this animation over here, and we will enable this BG as well. Okay, now let's go to the main animation. I'm going to hit Ctrl 0, and I'm going to bring my scene 4 somewhere around after this nucleus, and this animation should get started at this point like this. Okay, and let's make this quad resolution.